Okay, it took some work, but I ran a fish tape from over there over on this column, and it finally popped out. So I got it down. Yes, I did have to take out this column. Now it's gonna feed through here into the basement, and then I'll run that to the breaker panel. And now I'm taking the fish wire that came from that column. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it with electrical tape. I'm going to pull it up and through, so I have, I guess, probably about 4 or 5 feet hanging out, plenty of it hanging out. Then I got to take a loose end, and I'm going to fish from the basement up through the bottom where those wires are coming through. I ran into a problem where I couldn't get the cord through. Basically, it was catching somewhere in the ceiling. Even though this was wrapped tight, I think there was a choke point to where when it was pulling tight, this piece was getting caught. So what I had to do was take and push a bunch of excess in there. And also I tried to do the same thing on this end with the fish tape, push some excess in there, relieve any type of pressure that was going on. And I finally got it through. It took me about 20 minutes. I was having issues trying to fish from that down through all the way to the basement. So I went ahead and popped off that outlet right there and fed that right through the basement. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull the wire through there. And then I'm going to fish through that hole right there down into that cavity. That should be pretty easy. I was having issues fishing from that hole there where those wires are feeding down all the way through the bottom into the basement. So what I decided to do is just go ahead and fish, run my fish down into the basement from there. I'm going to take a loose piece of either rope or something, and I'm going to pull it up through this hole, and then I'll have the loose end on this side where this fish is right now. And then I'm going to take my fish, put it down through there, and just run it to the hole. So once I have that all connected, I can pull that piece up, that loose piece that's right there, all the way up here, tie it onto my loose end of the new wire that I just ran, then pull all of it down into the basement. I'm down in the basement. I grabbed the fish tape. I grabbed an old USB cord that I had that's kind of long. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull this long USB cord up so it's in that cavity upstairs, and then I'll still have the loose end of this cable down here. I've got the loose end of the fish tape. I'm going to go ahead and tie it on to that USB cable. Then I'm going to pull it up and through that hole. Okay, so I do have about 3 feet down in the basement, so I got plenty of pull. So what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to measure this out, and I'm going to add another probably about 9 or 10 feet just to be on the safe side. I've got to go the distance down there from the wall down. I got to cut across, and then I've got to go feed back into the electrical on our cabinet here. So I'm going to go ahead and throw some extra feet on. I'll cut it. I'm going to tape that loose end to my fish, or to that USB cable there, and then we'll pull it down. I should mention in the past on other projects, when we've had to run cable through pipe outside, what we would do to make it easy on ourselves for next time is we would leave something like that rope that would stay in there in case we ever had to run another line through there. Instead of having to take and fish something through, we have something already to pull on. So I might just do that. I might just leave that there, and if I ever decide to run anything else through there, then that's already ran. All right, all done with that. I do have a little bit extra curled right there, but I've got plenty of excess down in the basement. So tomorrow I'll take and up on the roof, remove that vent. I'm gonna have to cut into the ducts right there. I did buy a ducted system, so I'll have to take and run the foil tape and everything over there. And Then also run this line down there. I think everybody says they use the washer dryer, so I might try that.